Hello, this is Mark with Efani, and this is a warning video, sort of a PSA about a growing method of SIM swap hacks, which has me concerned. And I wanted to let as many people know about it as possible so that you can try and defend yourself. One of the reasons SIM swaps are on the rise is because the hacks used to be limited by the hacker having a smartphone and physical SIMs, which are not in their name. They could only SIM swap one person at a time, and each physical SIM only has one IMSI number. And therefore it limited how many victims these SIM swap hackers could attack at a time. However, eSIM technology has made it easier for hackers to pursue more victims. eSIMs are great for us, the consumer, but they are also very helpful for the SIM swap hackers themselves. If you do an internet search on how many eSIMs a smartphone can handle, the typical answer will be 8, possibly more. And you can have 2 active eSIMs at the same time. A hacker can attack a victim, achieve their goal, delete the SIM, and then continue this cycle again, and again, because they can have 8 eSIMs on a phone. Every time they execute a successful attack, they would just simply delete that eSIM, add another one, and go after another 8 victims. They simply need a smartphone, which is not in their name, which they can do by paying cash for a phone or stealing a phone. Then they have unlimited chances to execute a SIM swap. Before I summarize how the attacks are performed, I wanted to clarify what a SIM swap is. Many people think the hacker has to obtain your physical phone, which is not true. What is actually happening is the hacker is using various methods to get the carrier to change the setting in the network to point your mobile account from the SIM or eSIM in your phone to the eSIM or SIM in the smartphone that's in the hacker's hands. You can have the most expensive secure phone in the world, best VPN, best antivirus. Place your phone in a Faraday bag, place that Faraday bag in a waterproof safe, then drop that safe in the ocean, and the hacker does not care because a SIM swap removes your device and all the software that you've put on that device from the equation entirely. The traditional SIM swap hacks being used today include impersonation over the phone to trick a customer support rep, something like a hacker convincing the support rep that the phone was stolen. You have a new phone and want your mobile account moved to the SIM or eSIM in the new phone. They just need to convince the support rep that they are you. Of course, they've done all their homework on you through data brokers, through the dark web, data breaches, just what they can find on the internet, social media, LinkedIn, and AI tools. And according to a study done by Princeton, when they do the research ahead of time, they are successful 80% of the time once they pick their victims. Another method to execute a SIM swap hack is a softer 2 to 3 step process where they call your carrier, impersonate you, impersonate somebody on your family plan, and they'll ask to have an email added or change the email, change the mailing address, the billing address. And once they get somebody to make those kind of changes, it's just a lot easier to verify and get those changes made because you're not asking for a port out. That's the risky thing, or a port change. And so it's just easier, a lower level of verification required for these carriers. And what they do is once they get what they need, they'll hang up, wait a day or two, call back. And of course, now it's very easy for them to verify because they change the email address, the billing address, the mailing address. And now they have more control over your account and can ask to have things changed, and which includes a SIM swap. Another method of SIM swap hacking is pretty much a duplicate of the previous method, but instead of impersonation, they are actually hacking into your mobile account itself. And of course, once they can get into your mobile account, they can then change the same kind of things, wait a day or two, call back, ask for a port change. And of course, again, they've changed the information, so it's very easy for them to verify and make those kind of changes. And yet another popular method of executing a SIM swap scam is bribery or having an insider that's part of the scam itself, where a friend works at a phone store or a third-party store that's part of the scam, or they have an insider in the call centers. Any of those would work, and they could actually get access to information and sell that information to other people online. So there's actually SIM swap forums. They also sell information on the dark web in order to execute SIM swaps against targeted victims. And now for the fastest growing SIM swap scam that I see from my perspective, and it is the main purpose behind this video. And the reason I know this is because Efani focuses on selling a secure mobile service which prevents SIM swap hacks. So I get to talk to a lot of SIM swap victims. Unfortunately, they call Efani after they've been attacked, but I'm in a position where I do get to learn a lot about how they got hacked. I can see patterns. And so I've seen the method I'm going to warn you about used as far back as 2 years ago, but it is now becoming a very popular SIM swap type method, and it is too prevalent. So I got to warn people to make sure that you can do the best to protect yourself. This is also a two-step software method of a SIM swap attack, and it's been used in some very high-profile cases recently. For example, Bart Stevens, the CEO of Blockchain Ventures, got SIM swapped using the method that I'm going to describe here. What the hacker does in this SIM swap method is impersonate you or a family member on your account at the phone store, or they hack your carrier account and order a phone using your account. So, of course, if they can get into your mobile account, they can then go online, order a phone, and that's the reason they want to change things like your mailing address. So they can order a phone, add another phone line. That phone is now going to be sent to a separate address where they can then go pick it up. Now they have a mobile phone and possibly a phone line that's in your name and off of your account. If a hacker is going to impersonate you physically at a store, third-party store, the advantage they have is they get to use the incentive of that phone store employee to make their little spiff to sell the hacker a phone in your name and possibly another line. If the hacker is going to use the method of impersonating you physically at the store, then they also get the benefit of using the incentive of that phone store employee or third-party phone store employee to sell that phone, add another line, and make their little commission. And so the level of verification is going to be less in order to sell you that phone, because you're not doing anything risky at that point, because you're not asking to have a line moved out. You're simply ordering a phone, or you're ordering a phone and adding another line to the victim's account. One thing that benefits the hacker is that the owner of this account will not know this has happened until they get their bill. So the hacker has time to execute the second step. The second step for the SIM swap hack is then to call the carrier support and request to move the target's mobile number to the new phone. Now, remember, the new phone is in the target's name or a family member's name on that account. The hacker also has the phone in his hand. So the hacker has the device ID, the serial number, the model, the color, everything about this phone that they would need to know to make this change. The hacker now uses this to switch the target's mobile number to the new phone in the hacker's hand. And it is also possible for the hacker to have the new line they ordered switched to the victim's phone. This means if your mobile provider sells phones in stores or online, this scam can be run on just about anyone in the US, unless, of course, you have Efani. Efani resells top mobile carriers. We remove all your personal information from the carrier account. We lock out all phone stores, call centers from having access, and we simply lock your account down so it can't be stolen. We back it up with a $5 million insurance policy to give you a peace of mind. The mobile service we provide is from one of the top carriers in the US. It includes voice, SMS, and data in the US, Canada, and Mexico, up to 40 gigabytes of priority data, hotspot, Wi-Fi calling, international data roaming, SIM swap security with privacy, and again, it's backed by a $5 million insurance. Come join our secure mobile community and stay safe and secure. To learn more about our mobile service we call the Safe Plan, use the link in the description. Thank you for listening.